And welcome everyone, this is Yaff Baller, and today we're doing a playthrough I've been talking about for quite some time, Bayonetta 2. Now, this game, I'm gonna say right now, is going to be a post-commentary run, as, like Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, basically I need to have a bit of concentration when playing this game. So, in order to compensate for that, I basically just re-recorded the whole game, with fancy power-ups, different abilities, different costumes, and a few extra twists and turns here and there. And I'm just going to be going through the entire game with all that special equipment. But I'm still going to be giving my 2 cents on each little level, cutscene, stuff like that, like a regular playthrough. Which I'm pretty sure all you guys are familiar with, since, you know, you've come to my channel. But yeah. Without further ado, let's actually start the match, or game, once this loading screen's finally done. In a universe of light and dark, where perception is reality. Now, I do want to mention one thing about the first chapter, or Records of Time. Basically, this entire thing's not going to be an exact level with exact story like all the other chapters, but going to be a bit of a... It's like, I guess you could call it the tutorial level in a sense, since a lot of it's going to be just, you'll see in a second. Basically, we are thrust into battle on top of a hunk of rock, fighting next to this very strange woman who seems to be fighting quite a lot like Bayonetta, while I don't want to say Luca, but an individual narrates in the background, speaking about the struggle of the three trinity of realities. Which is going to be like he's going to say right now. There it is. Now, like the initial Bayonetta, which I hope a lot of you have played if you have this game, because if you had this game, Bayonetta 2 is kind of bundled with Bayonetta 1. So if you haven't played this game, like the first game, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? You need to play the first game. The first game is amazing. And, funny enough, the second game actually draws a few parallels in terms of its introduction from the first game. More like, the best example right now is what we're doing right now, where we're literally thrust into battle, fighting hordes of enemies. We don't know what we're doing, we don't know what's happening, shit's exploding, and we're in a robot now. It's just an onslaught of just epic moments that you need to figure out what the hell you're doing. Which in some ways is a good way for like new players to figure out what you're doing. Because half the time, if you're playing this kind of game, you're going to be playing on normal or easy. And if you're playing those difficulties, you have enough health to figure out like what the hell they're doing. Which is kind of interesting, because I don't think the intro, like, fight, this thing, actually has any health. I mean, I haven't really tested, because, like, when I get in here, I want to fight. Fight, fight, fight. That's all I do. But basically what's happening right now, like I said before, it's the narrator is doing a bit of a background of what's going on. Like in the very, very like pre-Bayonetta stages. Which basically the Bayonetta series, at least Bayonetta 1, deals a bit with time travel in a sense. Or like different timelines and stuff like that. So, like I said before, you played Bayonetta 1, you're probably gonna be a bit familiar with this game. Or the setup for this game. Because this game actually does take place not that far from Bayonetta 1. And it starts off in a really interesting way once we get to like the actual prologue, not just the Records of Time. But yeah, if you haven't like been reading the subtitles, basically the whole thing is basically talking about how there's two different eyes, quote unquote, where the Eye of Darkness, which basically controls, you know, darkness, the Eye of Light, which basically controls light, and we have light and darkness creating the middle world, chaos, which would be considered, you know, Earth. Bayonetta, or the Umber Witches, I should say, usually have control or have obtained the right Eye of Darkness, while the other individuals, the heavenly individuals, control the left Eye of Light. Unless I got that reversed, which I hope I didn't. And here we have a reoccurring character, that of the heavenly side, who is going to be a bit of an issue.
A lumen sage. Cheeky. No one bothered telling me any of your kind survived.
Now, one really good thing I like about this game is the fight scenes. The fight scenes, you know, being this game is made by Platinum Games, and they can do no wrong, have excellent fight scenes.
Well, at least you're the silent type. The last sage I met spent 20 minutes rambling on and on. What?
And this is what I was talking about, where it continues basically right off from Bayonetta 1. Because if you haven't played Bayonetta 1, this isn't that much of a spoiler. I mean, this guy is kind of at one point declared to be a bad dude. But this is actually somewhat interesting and important, and will be explained at like the very end of this game.
We will perish together. My dear, sweet child, at last you have fulfilled your promise to me. Fear not, for I am always watching over you.
But the right eye of light was lost from the world forever, along with its possessor, the last of the Lumen Sages.
But, are you sure it's the last of the Lumen Sages, narrator? I think you're lying. Am I lying? Who's lying? Nobody knows. Maybe we'll find out in the next chapter, Prologue, World of Chaos. Sorry for this short, intro episode to the Bayonetta 2 playthrough, but you know what? Chapter a day keeps the witches away. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.